Guys, it's me again. Additional thoughts in regards to today's game versus Benfica 5-2. Of course, I've said it already. Maitland-Niles was great today. I mean, again, I keep talking about how the centre-half thing, I don't see the benefits of it. Of course, you can say it's educational-wise and things of that nature, but he's clearly uncomfortable there. We've seen a mistake against Chelsea. We've seen, I don't want to say, well, a mistake for the second goal, a part to play in the first. Bayern Munich, fair enough, he was playing on the right-hand side, and he played a part in it there. So yeah, bar them two incidences, he was decent today. He recovered the ball well. He put a foot in. He showed bravery when he did make these mistakes. You normally see young players. In fact, all players, if they make a mistake, it's how you react. People like to curl into a bubble and cry in a shell and not be as expansive as they possibly can be, and as expansive as they would have been if they didn't make that mistake. He didn't shy away from that. He showed a number of deep line cross-field passes, a lot of short-range passes. Yes, not all of them popped off, and some were pretty poor, and he still suffers from lapses of concentration and the quality of passing, and needing, as a young player, needing to, from the first second to the end of the 90th minute, having quality in all your passes and everything you do. But apart from that, it was decent today, and it's nice to see him getting a lot of minutes, and he's pushing on the first team side. We know he's part of the first team now. And if he just continues where he's going and keeps learning and really reflects from his performances from in pre-season, he stands a good chance of getting some minutes next year. Reece Nelson, quality guy, man, quality. Crying out what we're crying out for. Of course, he's early. The guy's 17, but we need to keep a space with him in mind. He's direct. He likes to take people on. He gets people out their seats. That's what we need. He doesn't shy away from the defensive aspects as well, which is very important. It's all nice having the skills and being able to do this and that, but if you can't do the rest of the jobs for the team, you're gonna put your other 10 teammates at risk. They're gonna have to do more. They're gonna have to do your workload as well as their own, and your team might not have the results they should do. He does need to bulk up because he's 17. He can get. You need to forget he's going today. He went off to some 30-plus-year-old men, some big men in grown men bodies. He's still growing into his. So that showed when he got weights and shepherded out position. But he also showed a willingness to keep going, to keep doing skills, and he looks like he has an excellent future. 17, like I said, turning 18 soon. Be patient and just let him do his thing. And we go, because Leslie, actually, we cannot get ahead of ourselves. This preseason, he's been decent, steady Eddie, in my opinion, straight more defensively minded. But King can shown today in all three preseason he can offer something going forward. He's not afraid to be in possession. He can make a decisive pass in the final third. He's involved in a couple of our goals. He's shown he can be a decent addition. He can play on the center. He can play as a centre half as well. So in regards to next season, in our first game of the season against Leicester, Koscielny can't play. We know. You'd like to think Mustafi plays, but you never know. You never know in that incident. So yeah, it gives us a lot to think about and a lot to ponder. Callum Chambers, while we're talking about defenders, when he came on, like Holding got his half, Chambers got 45 minutes as well. Chambers looked decent. He basically had a hand in one of the goals for Theo when I think Theo forced it on goal. I can't remember exactly how it went, but he was involved in that. He dealt with his defensive work. He dealt with his passing. Three at the back does open up the possibility for games, but there are a lot of bodies. He did play a lot of games last year. I'm not saying he's a shoe-on for the World Cup and stuff, but every English player, if he wants to go to a World Cup or international tournament, and if you're playing regular football and putting in decent performances, you have half a chance. Middlesbrough gave him an opportunity to do that. Maybe another team in the Premier League does. Personally, I don't want to see him leave. You're seeing stuff like Palace and things like that. There is an option to loan him out and a case to loan him out, but there's also a case to keep him. When you consider certain centre-halves are not as good as him and they're older than him, and we bought them from Villarreal and they have not shown that much of an improvement. But yeah, guys, Chambers look decent. If we are going to sell him, then it is what it is, man. It would be annoying, but we've done a lot of annoying stuff in the transfer market over the last 18 months. While we're talking about defenders, Holding, another example of when I tell you guys Holding is very good, but make sure the same people helping him and praising him when he's climbing up on that rope don't try and tie him with that. You saw a number of incidences today, getting caught overplaying, playing hospital passes, somewhat showing too much cockiness in possession and being too comfortable and assured. That can't run. That people in the Premier League have shown. You get comfortable and you do things like this, they'll prey upon our mistakes. Because there's some strikers that will prey upon any mistake in the Premier League, as people saw last year. Because we were on the receiving end of some real rattling and bad defeats, man. So yeah, in regards to defending, yeah, the 5-2 put some papers over the cracks, but there are some incidences today. Defending was poor, not winning the first time headers, not stepping out, not engaging quick enough in the channels, not stepping out in the line, keep hard speed and not telling people when to push up. and not clearing our lines quick enough. Defending from set pieces at times was shaky as well. If we're going to defend like that against Chelsea at Wembley, and on top of the fact that we beat them in the FA Cup and they want revenge, they're going to do what they did to us at the Bridge in the Premier League if we do if we behave how we did today. Yeah, we're a better side than Benfica, and the quality ultimately got us through, and it papers over the cracks, like I said, but we can't defend like that. I told you guys a big thing in one of my videos. I've told you guys, and any of you that ain't seen it, go and type in Deludigu now what I need to see next season. I've told you guys, like, if one thing I need to see going forward is proper defending, assured defending, people knowing their jobs as well as their own, similar to how our neighbours, are called the noisy neighbours down the lane at Pochettino have. Pochettino, like I said, when they had the two Walkers gone, but yeah, Carl Walker was doing his thing, Danny Rose was doing his, the centre-halves knew their jobs, the midfielders knew their jobs as well as the defenders, and vice versa. It was a very good system. If you do that, you have a chance, because it doesn't matter how many goals you score, if you cannot keep a clean sheet and you cannot minimize losses and minimize the impact when you're not playing well and things like that. You, with a defense, a good back four, stability, a back four, five if you count the keeper, comes with, you have no chance for me in the Premier League. We need to improve in that aspect, and we've had all summer to improve, and we've not really shown it, because I don't know how many goals we've conceded in pre-season, but we conceded 2 today. Chelsea shipped a few. Bayern Munich scored. So yeah, man, and we don't know what's gonna happen next year. I mean, tomorrow. So yeah, there's that in regards to that. Yeah, at times as well in regards to defending blind passes. The blind passes thing really gets to me. It really, really gets to me, because people pick you apart in the Premier League. It's just cheap goals. Yeah, like, I know it's our first game, and I know it was raining, and I know we've played a lot and we've travelled a lot, so the jet lag might be playing a part for the players. But today was a bit poor today, man. Let's be honest. Xhaka was quality today as well, quiet but effective. You saw the excellent weight of passes, the tackling. Still needs to add the mobility aspect to his game, and I'm a bit upset in that department that we haven't put more of an emphasis in pre-season. If they have, because I mean, I only see what's on face value. I don't see what happens behind closed doors. If they have, fair enough, but it doesn't look like it has for me. Guys, Deludigu signing out. Like I said, just some additional thoughts in regards to today's game versus Benfica. Get in the comments, subscribe, follow me on my socials. I'm out.